Hey everybody, for this Lunch and Learn today, we are going to be exploring some of the tools in Pear Deck. Pear Deck is a web-based tool that I've talked about just a little bit in the Motivation Monday this year. And as an Iowa educator, you all have premium access to Pear Deck this year because Iowa's AEAs purchase premium subscriptions for all Iowa educators. So all you need to do is in a new tab, go to PearDeck.com. And when you go to PearDeck.com, it's going to ask you to log in. And when you log in, just log in with your school Gmail account, and it will connect what it knows about your school Gmail account to that premium account that's been purchased for you. And you'll notice that then when your username pops up over here in the corner, you've got a little crown on the side of your head that indicates that you have that premium access. Okay, so on Pear Deck's homepage, you're going to find lots of resources from creating a lesson from scratch or from Google Slides that you already have made, to choosing a pop-up prompt that's just like, I don't need to embed this in Google Slides necessarily, but I want a prompt that's going to either get us to an exit ticket or elicit some critical thinking, or might be something good to start class with. You've also got some vocabulary, like interactive flashcards and things that you can create using Pear Deck. Then down here more toward the middle, you've got the slide bar of all of the slides that you've opened in Pear Deck, and then more places to go for more learning about other things that Pear Deck can do. Okay, from here though, for today's Lunch and Learn, I'm just going to focus on one thing that Pear Deck can do. And then I'm going to show you a link that you can go to find out more about all of the other great things that Pear Deck can do and provide for you and your students. So I'm going to go to slides that I've already created or have in my Google Slides, not something that's in PowerPoint. If it's in PowerPoint, like over here, there's like a yellow bar that says .ppt. If it's still in PowerPoint, but you're just opening it in Google Slides, you're going to want to go File, and then there's an option here that says something like Save as Google Slides, and you're going to want to convert that. After you've got a slideshow open that you already have created, that you already use in class, but you want to add some additional layers to it, then you're going to go up to Add-ons. And in add-ons, you may or may not see this after you've logged into Pear Deck. If you don't see this Pear Deck for Google Slides add-on, just go to add-ons to get add-ons and search for Pear Deck and install that add-on. After you do, then you should always see this as one of your options for your add-ons. So I'm going to open my Pear Deck add-on, and it's going to, over here on the side, open a sidebar for me. And there are lots of things that I can do here. I'm just going to focus on what's available to us in the template library for today. But if you scroll down, there are lots of other features that you can dig into that Pear Deck can help with in terms of instruction and assessment. All right, so in Pear Deck's template library, I'm just going to click on that, and they've got all kinds of slides already created for me that do lots of things so that I don't have to build them from scratch. If I know that I need something different to begin my slides or my presentation with or my lesson with, I can find those here. If I want to add or embed some layers of assessment periodically throughout this lesson, or activities or transitions, I can find some of those templates right here. End of lesson reflections and exit tickets I can find right here. And I know right now that this slides about conducting an interview is missing something at the end. So I'm going to scroll to the end of my slides, and I'm just going to click on that last slide because where I insert my template from Pear Deck, it's going to put it after the slides that I'm currently on. And I can move those around just like I can move around any slide in Google Slides. But just for like the ease of putting it where I want it to go, I'm going to have it go right after this last one. So I'm going to click on End of Lesson. And then I've got all kinds of templates that are already created and editable on my end for things that I might do at the end of this lesson. Okay, so I'm looking for some sort of evaluation of today's lesson because I'm taking them from being comfortable to being uncomfortable, having conversations with people that they don't know perhaps. So I'm just scrolling through some of my options here, and I like this one, this reflect on today's activities. So I'm going to ask them to tell me, okay, I'm going to click on this. Okay, so the thing that I need to do to add this to my slides is just click on it. Just one click, and then it's going to work, and it's going to link that Pear Deck template to my slides and drop it right in there as an additional slide. Now this whole slide is editable. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one down here because we're not going to be doing this necessarily interactively on my slideshow. I'm not quite there with Pear Deck yet. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. And then all the rest of the text is editable also. So yes, I want them to reflect on today's activities. What did you like? What didn't you like? What was easy? What was hard? I'm going to keep that what was easy and what was hard question. And then I'm going to edit these two to ask them to show me what they know. So I can change those questions to be anything that I want to ask them. What's one thing you learned about conducting an interview, for example? Oh, there we go. And let's see, I'm going to edit this one also before I finally use this, but you get the idea. All right, so that's going to be my last slide that's going to check for understanding before we leave and help inform how I progress with class the next time we meet. Okay, so let's see, other templates that you have available to you in this template library. I talked through the lesson builders already. You've also got some critical thinking and social emotional slides that you might use. These social emotional slides might be good for a check-in at the beginning of class or for a check-in with your advisory. The critical thinking slides, lots of making connections, I wonders, considering things that we might know, drawing conclusions, explaining, all editable by you again after you put them into your slides. Then some subject area templates, ideas for any content, and then ideas based on specific subjects. And I wouldn't let the subjects necessarily limit you from not digging in there. For example, when I click on the ELA slide, this first slide is a Venn diagram. And again, editable completely. So if I'm just asking my students to compare and contrast something, let's see, this entire text area right here is editable. Get rid of that King Lear and Richard III business. And what is it that you want them to compare and contrast? And then click on this, well, click on this slide first to add it to your slides, edit it, and then you're good to go. Okay, so that's how, let's see, you can get to some of these templates for Pear Deck from the library in your slides add-ons that might help, let's see, amplify instruction and assessment. And Pear Deck has lots of other great resources for you. Just go back to that peardeck.com homepage where you clicked on, where you logged in, and click on the help button, and we've got lots of great resources right there, or from home where it says help videos right here. You've got an unlimited library, it feels like, of resources to help you dig in just a little bit more. Have fun with all things Pear Deck, and I'm excited to see what you create.